Hello, my name is Milton Chebet, a teacher of biology, Gaza High School, Uganda. I'm going to talk about how I engage the parents in the children's learning during holidays using Edmodo platform. The use of Edmodo in engaging parents in the learning of their children helps the parents to understand the learning trend of the children. It enhances the communication between the teacher, parent, and student, as it is a social education platform. Unable teachers could use Edmodo. There would be more student engagement online, which will increase on the students' interest in the learning and bridges the gap that exists between the teacher and the students. Students' digital literacies are also improved greatly when they engage in using Edmodo. As a teacher, this is how I use Edmodo in my classroom. First of all, I create classes for all the streams in the school, and also helping the students to sign up in Edmodo. I set topical assessments. Once I complete a topic, I set some assessments, or even after a lesson, I just give them an assessment to do exercises. Sharing content on Edmodo, my students are able to access the content during holiday or even during school. And many times students have queries, so they put them on Edmodo, so I answer their queries. Most important is motivating the students with badges. Once they do an activity, I motivate them with some badges. And through Edmodo, students who are shy are able to express themselves on the platform. And so I also engage other teachers to adopt the use of Edmodo in their classrooms through trainings whenever there is a staff workshop. And lastly is the heavy engagement of students during the holidays. Through the WhatsApp groups established for parents, I'm able to help the parents to engage their children in using Edmodo platform to access the content and also do some exercises on daily basis. So these are basically some of the samples of responses from parents. As you can see, some of them saying, "Oh, good morning, Mr. Chebet. I really appreciate your response and efforts to bring our daughters to speed with the new way of doing things. My daughter forgot her password. Please guide on how she can create a new password." So these are some of the examples of responses from parents and how I engage them in Edmodo. Once the parents put their queries on WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is a little bit faster for them, I respond to them. An example is where I tell them that, okay, all the girls have signed up for Edmodo at school and many during the last holiday. We're also taken through how to use Edmodo. However, if she forgot her username and her password, I can hope to retrieve for her. Simply inbox me. And then in another response, I'm thanking Harriet for the feedback that gives me high energy levels after her appreciating the fact that I'm using a new technology to engage their children. To continue engaging the parents in the children's learning using Edmodo, I carried a survey on the parent satisfaction on teacher use of Edmodo to support learning during holidays. And I used Google Docs to get this. From the statistics obtained, it showed that the majority of the parents are in the age brackets of 30 to 45. So these are mainly the young parents. And those who are 60 years and above, there was only one person. So the majority of the parents lie between 30 to 45 years of age. And this is an age which love using technology. And so they support their children in using technology during the holidays. Now looking at the sex of the respondents, statistics showed that 55 out of 69 of the respondents were females. And probably these are the groups that support the children during the holidays in using Edmodo. Now only 14 out of 69 were males who responded to the questionnaire. Now, having signed all the students from Senior 1 to Senior 4 into the Edmodo platform, I also went ahead to ask, what class is your daughter? And you can see the majority of the parents, their daughters are in Senior 3. And so it appears the most supportive parents, or the ones who engage them, mainly are the Senior 3 parents. The Senior 1 parents were few. As you can see, only 7 out of 69 are responded. Probably these parents are still new in the system and need more training on the availability of Edmodo, and the teachers also need to do more awareness about the use of Edmodo to the Senior 1 students who are the new entrants in the school. Now asking them, does your daughter access online content during the holiday? The majority, as in 79.7%, actually said that they access online content during the holiday. And this is so encouraging. Now, I also wanted to find out how the students were accessing Edmodo during the holiday and any other online content. And as we can see, 66.7% were actually using their parents' smartphones, and 26% had personal smartphones, with 31.9% using laptop computers. And therefore, the conclusion here is most of the students, they use their parents' smartphones. And that means that the parents are actually helping the students to access the Edmodo platform. The statistics also showed that 58% of the students accessed Edmodo before, with 39.1% saying they have not accessed Edmodo before. Now, on how easy it was to access Edmodo during the holiday, 47.8%, which is the majority, actually said that it was easy to access Edmodo, although some of them failed to use it like the 24.6% failed to use edmodo. Others, it was hard, as we can see, 8.7% claiming it was hard for them. Now, to some of them, it was very easy to use edmodo. As you can see, 4.3% actually said it was easy for them to use edmodo. Now, some of them have not even tried to use the edmodo, much as we have asked the students that there will be exercises on edmodo. Now, when asked if the teacher online support in using edmodo was adequate, the majority, which is 62.5%, said the teacher support was adequate, and that gives energy to the teacher. However, there is the 23.2% which say not at all, and 14.3% actually say it was very adequate. And this explains why the majority of the students actually access the edmodo platform. This is crucial if online services are to be used. Teachers must be ready to engage the participants, the students, in using the tools. Now, when asked if other subjects could also start using edmodo apart from only biology, they strongly recommended that other subject teachers should also support the students during the holidays, with 69.6% saying yes, we need other subjects to use edmodo and reach out to the students during the holiday. 26.1% weren't sure, and very few actually said no. The parents also faced challenges while supporting their daughters to access edmodo. For instance, to some it was very hard initially to enroll, but as they went on, it was fine with them. To others, they were not familiar with the package. Sometimes they were in different places using the smartphone proved hard to them. Following up on the students' answers was not easy to some of the parents. To some parents, they failed to download the application onto their tablet. Some failed totally to use it, though it seemed a good application. They appreciated that it was a good application, but they failed. And so they say it should be more user-friendly. The logging in kept failing in the beginning because of the failed password and username. So many students had forgotten their username and the password. Further still on the challenges of using edmodo during the holiday, as some students had to wait for their parents to come back from work to access the internet. And then some failed to access the work after going through in the first stages. It was difficult to get assistance from the online teacher to some of them. Then there was also diversion to YouTube. So most of the students, some students would just go to YouTube. Some tried several times and simply gave up. Some didn't have their phone for the girls to use. Then signing up also initially proved a problem to some of them. To some, they say they have never used Edmodo. Some students had limited access to smartphones. And then to some, logging in as a student and a parent was an issue. Some parents failed to connect, but eventually when they connected, they did so well. Some students had limited access. Since they had to go, the parents had to go with their phone during the weekdays. And in some cases, the network was very slow. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Yay, let's go. Let's use Edmodo. Teachers, let's embrace the use of Edmodo. It is one of the best emerging educational social tool you can ever imagine.